vintage gamers over on YouTube. Happy holidays. We're gonna play some Magic for you today. Off stream league here to make sure that I continue hitting my Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 times a week upload schedule. This last weekend, the same player, 6MP5, won both vintage challenges with Doomsday. Doomsday is a deck I frequently say I don't want to play on stream because it's very hard for me to play the deck at a high level and do the chat interaction that I typically try to do on my streams. So if I normally want to record Doomsday, I usually either try to not do as much chat interaction, or in this case, I'll just record it off stream. Worth noting, I'm not a majorly competent Doomsday pilot. I don't play it very much for that reason previously mentioned, because I don't play it on stream means I just don't play it very much, because most of my Magic that I play these days does happen on stream. So I'm going to do my best to try to think through and make reasonable Doomsday lines, but Doomsday had just a hell of a weekend. Must be really thriving in this, Hogak, Mono White, Jewel Shops metagame. It put 2 in the top 8 of Saturday and 3 in the top 8 on Sunday. So this is a very straightforward list. I took 6MP's list, and the only thing I changed was I took 2 Murktides from the sideboard and changed them to Shieldred. I think that Murktide region is just outclassed by Shieldred in this deck. Shieldred does exactly what you want out of your sideboard pivot and also plays really well with your Dark Rituals. So this card is just extremely impressive in all formats that I've seen it in, from Standard to Vintage Cube. This card is just the truth. So we swapped the Murktides in the sideboard for that, but the rest of the list is the same. Very stock Doomsday list. No Watery Grave, 1 Duress, 1 Sleight of Hand, the full 4 Flusterstorms, 1 Daze, 1 Negation. Nothing really crazy here. The Gaia's Blessing in the sideboard is a little interesting, but I guess for people who you assume are bringing in Mindbreak Trap, you can put Gaia's Blessing in your pile. Vintage Doomsday piles really get a lot of leeway because of how powerful Gush, Ancestral, and Black Lotus are. So you can really make some crazy piles and still win the game on the same turn. Everything else looks pretty normal. Cut down agent, yeah, nothing crazy here. Just another metagame. Doomsday is good again, so should be fun. We're gonna play a league and see how it goes. If you'd like to see your deck played on this channel, check out the Patreon link in the description below, where you can find all the information you need to submit a donation deck list. Let's battle. Okay, here we go. Round 1. Our opponent typically on PO or some kind of similar deck. I am looking like I'm a ritual away from something reasonable here, but this, I assume this is a keep, right? We got a DT. We have a Daze protection, so really we're looking most of the time, at least when I play against Doomsday, I expect my Doomsday opponent to play turn 2 kill with counter backup, and we're pretty close to doing that with this hand. Obviously, we're on the draw against a player who is likely to be on Tinker, so we could just die. It's definitely something that could happen. You too, opponent. You too. Okay, Saga Gaming. Soul Ring. Black Lotus. Uh-oh. Okay. I don't think I would play Black Lotus. I don't think I would play Saga first if my plan was to go Black Lotus Ancestral. I don't really know what that's gaining you. Like, you could theoretically draw into Tolarian Academy or something, where you would be heavily incentivized to not have, played your Saga. Maybe you Ancestral into Demonic Tutor and you need a black mana. It's just like these small sequencing things that can really up your win percentage in Vintage. Where, like, sure, this hand is probably going to win the game most of the time anyways. But there's, like, some percentage of games where you'll play your Saga out instead of holding and just waiting for a different land drop. Or you could still end up playing the Saga, that might be the correct play. But there's just no reason to do it, really. Because I'm on the draw and I can't have Daze back up, there's really not much incentive for you to play your land and then your Lotus. It might even like incentivize your opponent to play like negation on your Lotus or something like that. So just small things that I've been trying to point out for people. That way you have, you know, the highest win percentage you can. I'm in deep shit. Obviously, they know I have days, so it doesn't even work anymore. The good news is my opponent's not killing me on the next turn. They're killing me on the turn after that with Vault Key. And that's the turn I am going to try to win with Doomsday. So I'm just looking at Preordain, Ponder, or Brainstorm. I have no idea what the right answer is. Typically, you want to Ponder when you have a fetch land. You want to Brainstorm when you have a fetch land. And you usually want to Preordain when you have something specific you're going for. I don't know if that's the case here, because we do want, with Preordain, you're looking for one card. With Ponder, we could find like Force and Dark Ritual is something we're really interested in. So I'm interested in maybe trying Ponder. The downside of Ponder is if there's only one card we want, we have to keep two of them, which was not really ideal. So I'm kind of talking myself back towards Preordain. I don't know. It's not something I have to think about very much as a PO player. So, okay. So the good thing about Flusterstorm would be that it would be counter backup for our Doomsday. The bad problem, the bad part about Flusterstorm is I don't have the mana to cast it because I don't have a Street Wraith to go with my Doomsday or a Gush to go with my Doomsday. My Doomsday is going to have to be Dark Ritual or something, and a cantrip that costs 1. So I'm like kind of not interested in Flusterstorm. I'm really interested in Dark Ritual. I'm interested in Force. I'm interested in Black Lotus. I guess I'm interested in Time Walk. And my opponent knows my hand too, which is also problematic. And we're never going to get him with this Daze. So it is actually PO, which is what it normally is for Sinister. So they don't have open hard cast Force of Will. Obviously, they are super heavy on beating Daze. Oh, looks like we're going to PO for 3 or PO for 2, maybe. POing for 3. Yeah, I'm never going to Daze. I need this mana source too much. For them, yeah, 3 makes sense. We get to re-get your blue source. You get to replay your mana vault. You can always still play your time vault. They know my hands. They know it's unlikely I have a force after bottoming on Preordain. So it's all kind of a free roll for them. And if they pass with this, that means they're holding up Fluster as well. So we are just in deep problems here. So the question becomes, would I rather cast Brainstorm or would I rather just go for the Time Walk? Because I have to win the game this turn because there is a Time Vault in play and a Saga going off. If they have a Fluster, I'd lose anyways. So I think I'm just going to try to give myself the best chance to win this game by Time Walking. I mean, this makes them know I only have one unknown card, which is like really bad for me too. So yeah, they just have Fluster. Yeah. So unfortunately, we were just not beating their Black Lotus Ancestral Probe hand. I feel like that's kind of the case a lot of the time. It's just Black Lotus Ancestral Probe is pretty strong. I think in this matchup, you actually are okay with Shieldred just because PO is so reliant on draw cards. I'm not sure if that's actually true, like something you actually want to do. I'm like interested in the creature pivot at least a little bit, and I'm interested in negation. I don't know if you are supposed to bring in like cut down and fatal push for opposition agents and hold reachers. Like I said, I don't really pay too much attention to what's happening in the Doomsday world. I want to know like a little bit about what's going on just so that I know what my opponents are bringing in, but it doesn't really feel like my opponents have typically had a consensus on that. My opponent does seem to be possibly playing an Esper PO with Sagas. That would mean they have Hull Breacher, possibly Lavinia, possibly, or Lavinia very likely. Hull Breacher seems likely based on some of their last lists. So So I kind of like the idea of Shieldred, Opposition Agent, Force of Negation, and Cut Down and Push. That just seems like a lot of cards to bring in. So I don't really know how you would do that. Like, you could take out Island, and you could take out... I should probably have just maybe done a little bit more research before I played this league. I feel like Daze is always bad. Except for sometimes when it's great, obviously. But it just feels like there's a deck with tons of mana. I do like Duress. Maybe I can trim on a cantrip on a slow mystical. I don't really want to trim on Vamp. I think Vamp is like super good. I have no idea if I'm just going way crazy overboard with the sideboarding. Like, maybe you're not supposed to bring Shieldred. Maybe Shieldred is only a pivot for when people are taking out removal or whatever. You know, that you're playing against a deck that's all counters. That could be true, because these used to be Murktide Regents. They weren't Shieldreds, and I'm just kind of replacing them with Shieldreds, where Shieldred might not actually be what I want to be doing against a combo-oriented deck. If I was playing against a more controlling deck, then maybe it makes more sense. So this hand is Consult, Unknown, Jet. Interesting. I think I'm going to keep this hand, but I'm a little concerned it's not powerful enough. When I see a Moxen hand out of Doomsday, it certainly gets me excited. Those are typically more powerful hands. It's PO. I'm just going to fetch an Underground Sea now, so I don't have to worry about like Lotus Opposition Agent or anything like that. So I have a Doomsday with Force backup next turn. It won't be a winning Doomsday because I won't have a cantrip. I think it's worth it for me to cycle the street. They have another... Okay, Probe is really hard for Doomsday. You don't really want them to have perfect information. I didn't really want to cycle the Street Wraith because it was my Doomsday Street Wraith, but I think it's important to try to find a blue card there. And there's like a... I think I'm going to Demonic for a Fluster. Could lose both my Oracles here, but I have 4 Flusters in my deck. It just feels like the right play. "13 cards are gone, including Ancestral Gush, both negations, Sapphire, Cut Down." Wow. Okay. So it's going to be really hard for us to win on the same turn now because we don't have Ancestral or Gush. That doesn't sound like something that would happen to me, but I don't know. We traded Demonic Consultation to lose those 2 cards and make sure their Ancestral did not resolve. I think I'm okay with that. But it certainly does seem challenging. It's crazy because like Daze actually would have been really strong here because they just had a no Mox in hand. So it's really kind of variable. Maybe I should keep in Daze on the play. I'm not really sure. All I know is I have a Doomsday here. I just don't know if this Doomsday is going to resolve. And if it does, I have to make some kind of weird pile, and I am not confident. Okay, well, I'm going to try to get it to resolve. I don't know what else I would be doing. Like, if this Doomsday resolves, maybe I have a pile that has an Underground Sea. Underground Sea, double Oracle, walk Street Wraith kind of pile. So if I were to like go Underground Sea at the bottom, Time Walk, Underground Sea at the bottom, Oracle, walk Street Wraith. What does that do for me? So I draw Street Wraith, I Street Wraith into walk, I fetch my Underground Sea, and then I walk into Oracle. I mean, that kind of seems like something that would be pretty good. Because I think this means on the first turn, my Time Walk does play through Fluster, and then I have an Oracle that should be lethal, right? So I could technically play Probe instead of Street Wraith, but I want to beat Fluster, and this should beat Fluster. Done. Unless I did the math wrong. So click each card, put it on the top of your library. So I want to put Underground Sea on the bottom. So Underground Sea, Oracle, Time Walk, Street Wraith, pass. I think that's a cool pile. I don't know if that's the best pile, but it seemed like something that was reasonable to me. And it beats Fluster. They just are off it. Okay. I mean, I think I like that pile. I think I like that pile. But as I said, you're of course feel free to tell me I'm wrong. Always feel free to put in the comments a better choice. I'm down to learn, and so should everybody else be. So should everyone else be, close English. I still think the way we bullet or the way we sideboarded makes at least some sense. I don't know if it's optimal, but it at least makes sense to me, and that's important. This hand has, yeah, definitely going to keep this hand. Probe is just a really nice card to have, and we're pretty close to doing the thing. This is a 6-card hand from the opponent. All right. Oh, that's a great draw. So now we can't die to like something random, and we also have Force Fluster. My opponent has Hull Breacher Academy. Okay, yeah. So I will play. I'm just gonna fetch a Underground Sea and hold open Force Fluster. My opponent will have. Hopefully, they don't draw their own Fluster. It's the only way this really goes super badly, right? Or like an Ancestral or something. They're going to play on our turn, which makes sense. I'm going to have to keep playing this waiting game here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to respond with Brainstorm. Okay. Maybe I'm going to go for Oracle Consult this game. Huh. So I can put back Delta because I have Gush. So if I put back Delta Preordain and I go for some kind of Oracle Console line on my next turn, feels really doable. I mean, this is like a perfect 7, not perfect 7, but a pretty solid 7. All right, so now I have Force pitching Preordain. They have Force pitching PO, very likely. And then I hope they just don't have Fluster at the end of this. They do have Fluster. We still have Demonic for Athasa's Oracle, and we just like don't use Gush, right? So I don't even think it's the end of the world. Oh, they did draw exactly Flusterstorm. What we can't afford to do here is Gush. But I think I'm going to let this go and just try to go for an Oracle Consult. And by let this go, I mean like not try to like gush into Force Fluster or something. I mean, Daze again would have been great here. Maybe I'm under-evaluating on Daze. So as long as they don't draw exactly Time Twister, which I don't even know if that's in their deck, I think, or Tinker, I guess, is pretty bad for us too. I guess this Dark Ritual is not necessary at all, right? What was I doing with this Dark Ritual? It's a pretty good draw. Well, I guess now I can go, now because I have Dark Ritual, I can go Dark Ritual, Demonic Tutor. Well, I can do it all right now. I'm going to do it all right now. They don't have enough for Force either. So Dark Ritual, Demonic Tutor, I didn't really plan this, but it worked out, so. You have Hardcast Trap? PO for 2. All they need to do is hit Force. Not bad. Or Mental Misstep, even. I think we played that game pretty well. Interesting. All right, we're back for round 2. We got Juan Anton across the table. Juan Anton is second place this weekend, playing a Esper PO deck. Powerful Wizard. Let's see what we can do here. Well, none of our hands seem to start with Force of Will, but I'll take at least Daze, and then maybe Preordain can help us out. We're obviously looking for Doomsday here, but we have a pretty cantrip heavy. I guess this is the kind of hand that I always wonder, am I supposed to keep or not playing this deck? Because this deck is, you know, one of the best cantrip decks in the format, but it's also a brutal turn 2, turn 1 combo deck. So not having all your combo pieces makes it feel a little, I don't know, it feels like you could do more when you have the power of London Mulligan. Maybe you're supposed to try to do more. I'm not worried about Juan doing Wasteland or anything, so I'm just going to not. I say that, and then I immediately draw Force of Will Street Wraith, which is pretty good. I don't think I need a Street Wraith in this hand because I have Gush already. So I think I'm going to put the Street Wraith on the bottom, but obviously I want this Force of Will. Opponent said I went to the dark side. How could I? I just don't think that's a very valuable Daze. This one I actually do think is a valuable Daze. No, I'm not gonna do that. Oh, is this a Soul Guide Lantern? Okay. I decided that I didn't want to Daze and either of those spells. I don't know if that's correct. That was like kind of just on gut instinct. Maybe this will be a cycle. Key. I just don't care, right? Like, if my PO opponent is playing all of their utility artifacts, then all we need to do is counter the payoffs and should be in a good spot. Obviously, if they play a Saga, that's an uncounterable payoff. But even then, Saga gives you a good amount of time. Like, if they PO here, it's still just a sick Daze. Oh my god, a Thought Monitor? Wow. I wish they didn't have that much mana. I guess they have 3 open mana because they have Key. I really don't want to give them a Thought Monitor, but it feels like this is not great for me. But maybe I should not be keeping this Daze. I could definitely regret not hit. The Time Walk didn't feel right, but the Mana Crypt definitely could have been right. Oh, sorry, 2 floating mana. I said 3. I should have said 2. I don't actually know if I need this Dark Ritual either. I mean, just getting Doomsday here is really strong. Getting another Dark Ritual looks really bad, though. What am I doing with all these Dark Rituals? Certainly regret a lot of the choices I've made in this game. Round 1, I actually really liked a lot of the choices I made. So far, I'm not happy with the choices that I made. Ancient Tomb. Okay, so my opponent is on something new, something powerful. 6 mana. Kappa Cannoneer. All right, so it's just like an 8-cast deck, maybe. They have conveniently this Ancient Tomb gives them enough mana that I can't Daze this. And they can still cantrip off this Soul Guide as well. It's always weird that this thing triggers on itself. So odd. I mean, this is going to be a reasonably quick clock here. I don't have infinite time anymore. I mean, I have infinite Dark Rituals, though, so... I don't think it's worth gushing there, especially when I have a land drop to hit. My opponent is pretty out of action, but... I mean, one Thought Monitor is going to really end this. Whoa, Patchwork Automaton. Okay, cool, cool, very cool. So we got some kind of interesting looking 8-cast aggro blue deck. So maybe like a blue workshop aggro deck with a, you know, maybe they can play Force of Will in this blue aggro deck. I haven't seen a workshop yet, but they just drew, a Metamorph. I really like Metamorph in the current metagame. This is their last card, so they have a card off of Soul Guide. But if we can just draw a Doomsday, we immediately win the game. So I mean, pretty okay with this. All I need to do is draw Doomsday, and I have the win. Let's fetch once. But I have, I have Gush. I have Dark Ritual. Doomsday is a win. Did not draw Doomsday. So now we have to draw Dark Ritual, sorry, Doomsday and a cantrip. Nope. Pretty gross. I think we drew extremely below par in this game. I would say we drew abysmally. I'm interested in thinking about how we want to board for this matchup. Still think this is an opposition agent matchup, and I think I'm not convinced it's a negation matchup, but I do like the idea of sabotages and even Hercule's Recall. I still hate the idea of days. I think I had like pretty good days opportunities in that game that I think I might have let pass me by a little bit, but I think I could have played that game differently. I would say that's definitely a true statement. I also did not have the right read on what my opponent was up to. Yeah, definitely interested in this. It's a bit on the slow side, but yeah, that's like the kind of like that the way that game played out is exactly why I was worried about like keeping that initial hand, where it was just, you know, it was a little weak. It didn't feel like I was doing something powerful. And this deck should feel powerful. At least it looks powerful whenever my opponents play it. So I don't know. Maybe that last hand was not a keep. Definitely possible. Definitely possible. I don't know, though. This hand is definitely more reactive, but if my opponent is playing all artifact-based threats, these sabotages should be quite strong. Don't know where my opponent ended up, what they're up to right now, but oh, they're talking. Yeah, I'm just gonna go Underground Sea Pass. I think we have more flexibility next turn to use Preordain. I would rather just hold up and sabotage, because I think I am interested in hitting like a Mana Rock, or even just this. This just buys me a lot of time, right? I wonder if my opponent's deck doesn't have the ability to play Force of Will. That's my big question, actually, in this this setup here is, Does my opponent's deck have enough blue cards to play Force of Will? Ooh, Mental Misstep might have been not a card we wanted. Might still be fine, but I'm just looking for something more powerful. Ooh, I guess I gotta reconsider if Flusterstorm's good either. Yeah, maybe I made some sideboarding errors in this one. I just don't know what my opponent's list contains. Like, I'm sure it contains Tinker. I'm sure it contains, you know, some powerful blue spells. So if I don't Flusterstorm here, I think there's a decent chance I Demonic for Force. Or even, yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, they might have Hull Breacher. Looks like they might have Hull Breacher. Does Demonic for Force look good here? I think so. I'm doing a lot of Demonic for 4-ofs, and I don't like it. Oh my god, I lost 30 cards. Did we lose the game? One Oracle. Yep, lost both Oracles. Huh. I guess that was bad. What's the chance of that? I guess I didn't need to do this, but it felt like my odds were pretty good. I didn't bring in a shielder or anything, so I'm just dead. I just lost 35 cards, and yeah. I mean, I don't know how liberally I'm allowed to do Demonic for 4-of, but I thought it was pretty liberally. Yes. Oh boy. All right. All right. After our rough, maybe variance or maybe very bad play on my part, we're on to round 3. This is obviously a great hand here. We've got the old turn 1 Dark Ritual Doomsday with Flusterstorm backup, maybe even Fluster Force backup. I would be interested in a blue card for Force, or even a cantrip, or I think a Street Wraith of some kind. My opponent is on a Lurrus deck and led with Underground Sea Preordain. I don't exactly know what that means. Could be maybe like a Grixis deck. Could be like a Deathray Shaman deck. I don't know. We're gonna have to find out. It could be like, you know, a Grixis Breach deck possibly. Definitely something that could be happening. Oh, Sapphire is a really rough one because that actually represents Flusterstorm here. We drew a 3rd Dark Ritual. Well, I am going to go double Dark Ritual Doomsday. Double Dark Ritual because might as well play around Days. Feels reasonable, right? This just resolves. So what do I want to do with my hand here? I think the answer is we want an Ancestral hand. We want Ancestral, Lotus, Oracle, 2nd Oracle. And what else can do that? Just another Fluster? Like, what else can we really do here? I could make a Duress in this hand. But I don't want to do that because I'd probably. This is actually a little awkward, right? Well, my first Ancestral is backed by Fluster. By my first Ancestral gets me Black Lotus. I assume it's another Fluster, but the problem is, if we get to the point where I have a Fluster, will I really have enough blue sources? Maybe. I don't know. This one I'm not confident on, but this seems like a reasonable idea here where I just go Oracles at the bottom, Ancestral Lotus at the top, and then, yeah, Oracle, Cluster, Lotus, Ancestral. I don't know if that's right. That just felt right to me. We'll see what happens. Sure. Well, they didn't have a counter spell. I think I'm just gonna fluster this. The way this goes badly for me is if my opponent had, yeah, they didn't have mental misstep or force. So if I just fluster here and they haven't drawn a counter spell, shouldn't that just be fine? Oh, Wasteland. I did not factor Wasteland in. Well, now we can find out if we get dazed or not. Ancestral. All right, I think we're okay. Wow. I guess should I? I mean, I didn't factor Wasteland in, but maybe I should have. I don't know. That hand still beats Wasteland. It just doesn't beat like Wasteland Fluster. So my opponent is probably on like a 4-color Deathrite Shaman deck. I'd be interested in maybe cut down and push. Maybe not negation. Maybe not mystical. Something like that. So this is the kind of hand that oh God, I have no idea. On the draw, I am going to keep this because I think Mental Misstep is super good against 4-color Lurrus, because I find that the deck hinges incredibly hard on Deathrite Shaman, which I'm interested in Mental Misstepping. I think the mana is extremely unplayable. I'm going to hold this Jet, though. I'm just going to hold everything. I don't think there's any reason for me to cantrip or cycle Street Wraith here. So far away. Well, I could play Jet so I could hard cast Daze. That would have been a pretty reasonable reason that I did not consider. Yeah, I don't like dazing Time Walks. Just feels like not very good. Okay, they missed their land drop. This is what I'm saying though. Like without Deathrite Shaman, the deck just falls apart. Okay, well now, I mean, I think I just go for everything, right? What's the point of waiting here? Is there any point in waiting here? If I wait, I can beat Fluster, true or false? I can't, because there'll still be 2 spells. I would need 3 extra mana. I would have 3 extra mana, right? Storm count 1. Oh, no. Storm count would be 1. Storm count would be 2. So I wait, I could beat Fluster. But I would still keep going, so I should have just not fetched. I think. I think it's possible I'm just supposed to wait. Especially if they're gonna go for like a 3-drop this turn and I get to daze them. Okay. Well. Now I guess I can get opposition agented. Oh my god, imagine. I hope I lose because of that, actually. If I lose because I did this fetch land thing, that's some sweet karmic justice for sure. Well, now I really don't beat anything. Oh, this just resolved. Okay. So I'm gonna build a gush pile with multiple oracles And do I need a Lotus? I feel like it's fine to have a Lotus. So I can draw into Gush, Gush down to 2 cards. So I can have Gush Fluster. I don't know if Fluster is better than Force. Probably not. So we just do Gush, Force, Oracle, Oracle. Is there any reason to have another card of some kind? I guess we could do Gush Duress. Is that better? I don't know. Let's try it. Gush into Street Wraith into Gush into Duress Oracle, and then Force Oracle or something like that. Oracle, Force, Oracle, Gush and Duress. I don't know how good that is. Let's try it. Street Wraith. Cool thing is here is actually Daze can turn on my push if they have like a Hull Breacher, and they counter my Daze for some reason. Something like that. Okay. Blue, black. Gush. Duress you. I wonder if Duress is bad because... Okay. Dress down. I did not see that coming, but I do have 2 turns worth of oracles still. Force probe. Wow. Okay. Wow, they let it go because they thought they had enough. We'll have to find out together if they actually did have enough. So next turn I draw into Force backup for my Oracle. That's probably winning. They do have a Dig Through Time almost. They could probably probe. If I made a pile here that beats double Force Dress Down, I'll be very happy with myself. Did I try to beat double Force Dress Down? No. I tried just to make the best pile I could. There's probe. I also picked up both the C, so I can't get wastelanded here. So now they have 2 unknowns. I'll be pretty happy with myself to come out with this win here. I can't really afford to daze no matter what they choose to do. Oh, they went for dig. Okay, sure. So now they can have a variety of things. Though they probably want to hit mana. Though I guess Fluster doesn't do a ton. I guess Fluster... So there's Wasteland. Okay. So they have Force of Will. I mean, this is fine for me. Oracle. Force pitching a negation. Force pitching a daze. I made a good pile, I think. I'm pretty happy with myself. I just made a real sweet pile. This is why, like, it's just a complete trap to ever let Doomsday resolve. Even if you think you have double force dressed down, you're gonna beat their pile. Maybe you're not. Okay, now we're on to why does it say 1-0 game 1? I just messed up. Well, I'm around 4 now. I don't know if that's been messed up the whole time. Might be broken. We're up against Vertex, who's an amazing Doomsday player, so we'll see what we can do in the mirror here. I'm gonna keep this hand. Just in case they're trying something else, I'm gonna go Island Preordain. I think I'm okay with both of these. Looking at maybe pondering. Maybe pondering here is like excessive. But I think hitting land drops is good. Maybe excessive. Jet. That's how you know they're the better Doomsday player. Yep. Now I don't even know if I want to ponder, actually. I think it's better for me to preordain, because I'd have to fetch. Oh, I don't have to fetch. I guess we have the choice, so maybe it's still better to ponder. Double force. Okay. Okay. I think I want all of, maybe not all of these, but at least all the forces. I'm gonna hold open Force Fluster, especially after they Doomsdayed. Now I have to figure out how to use my consult again, seeing as I have killed myself with it as many times as I've won so far today. Yeah, you got it. Much restriction. Getting a nice mana advantage against me. We will have to choose if we want to keep Street Wraith. Oh, I actually didn't get a mana advantage against me because they missed their land drop here. I don't see a super compelling reason to do anything. I have Force Fluster. I can consult for... I don't even know if I want to consult for anything, really. Like, I could consult for Doomsday, but I don't even have the mana to cast Doomsday. Actually, you know what? I do think I'm going to preordain then. We can, like, push towards a consult kill, maybe, is a way to go through this game. If we were to Vampiric, we actually do have a console kill with double force. Sure. Maybe that's like a little greedy. Could definitely be true. No land again. I mean, I can't imagine this vamp resolves, but okay. I'm gonna vamp for Street for Oracle, and I'm gonna go consult first so I don't get beat by Fluster. I mean, I am gonna get beat, but I don't know. This just feels like fine to me. Maybe I'm actually not supposed to care about getting beat by Force Fluster, and I'm supposed to just go... No, I'm gonna go for double force. If they go... Increasing confusion, that's what I'm looking for. All right, so they have to have 3 counter spells. Oh god, they have Ancestral target me? All right, well, it's bad for me. I didn't think they'd have Ancestral still. Well, I tried. All I need is a Fluster or 4. Yeah, they had double Force Ancestral. All right. Yeah, maybe first one to flinch loses. I mean, their hand was a lot better than mine. Double Force Ancestral. This feels like it was my fault. This one was probably pilot error. I'm gonna bring in Shieldred. I think I like it a lot in the mirror. I'm gonna bring in Opposition Agent. I don't know. I think I will bring in a Fatal Push as well. And then I'm gonna take out Mystical, Sleight of Hand, Island, Vampiric. I don't know about Daze. I think Daze on the play seems pretty reasonable to me. And then I have to pick another card to get rid of. Could be challenging. I'll trim a Street Wraith. I don't know what I'm doing. Don't blame me. Blame my teacher, who doesn't exist. Yeah, I think so. I think I'm just gonna go for Underground Sea Preordain. Daze Dark Ritual. So this does give me a kill. Wait, what if I go Black Lotus? Dark Ritual is 5 mana, Demonic Opposition Agent. I don't like that very much. If I go to next turn, I have... I'm going to keep them both and maybe go for turn 2. Depends on what they do, I guess. I guess I should just play this Lotus out now. I technically have the ability to Dark Ritual Demonic Consult like we did in earlier rounds. Shit. Our Dark Ritual gets so much worse. Guess we're dazing. Just go for it. Why not? Ah, misstep. All right. Well, I don't really like cracking here, so I guess this is going back to them. Same amount of velocity. We both had 4 cards left right now, and they have a permanent mana. We have a Lotus. Second Oracle, huh? I think I'm gonna keep with the ability to get rid of it if I want to. Because this lets me go darker, go for the kill next turn. Not beating Fluster, obviously, but I think still worth. Especially if they Doomsday here. I don't think I'll fetch right away. Maybe I'll fetch Upkeep here. That way I have an Underground Sea to Fatal Push off of. This loses to Negation too. Oh, I just drew Consult. I see. Okay. That maybe I'll just demonic for force then and go on the next turn. Maybe I'm just gonna demonic for opposition agent. Might be even better. That way, I mean, I still need to draw. I would need to draw another mana source for Oracle, but Winner? Chicken dinner? Oh no, Days back up. Days has been so good this league. I swear. Okay. It actually gives them their land drop to go for a cantrip too. I would have gotten Dazed, right? Because I had a 5 mana for Demonic Oracle Consult. Damn, I would have gotten Dazed off of that line too. I don't know if I play this game differently. I think I could have played this game better. I feel like my opponent outplayed me in both of game 1 and 2, so. Cantrip. Yeah, they have Ancestral in hand. Wow. Okay. Yeah. I think I got outplayed. I don't know the exact way I should have played this games better, but I definitely feel like I was not the better player. Okay, here we go. 5th and final round of this Vintage League. I don't know why it says 1-1. I can't fix it. I have no power. Let's just play. Oh my. That's a mulligan. Let's try again. That's a keep. That's a keeper. It's a nice one. It's not exactly a turn 1 win, but it's pretty damn close. Would I consider not going for it? Nah, I don't really care. Just do it. Do it. Wait. Would I rather have a Vampire Tutor or a Brainstorm? Probably a Brainstorm. Wait. Can we win? If I were to, say, put a Black Lotus on top and then Brainstorm? No, this is a turn 1 kill. What am I talking about? Amateur hour. Now, the real question is, can I execute a turn 1 kill off of this successfully? I think the answer is Black Lotus, Ancestral. Because if I Black Lotus, so if I Street Wraith, I go to 4 cards. I Brainstorm down to 1 card and then back to 3 cards. Sorry. I Street Wraith from 5 cards down to 4 cards. I draw Ancestral Recall. I cast I draw Black Lotus at 4 cards. I cast Brainstorm, I go down to 1 card and then up to 3 cards. And so I just need to have another cantrip or something. Like if I put like a Street Wraith and an Oracle and I don't know, another Oracle for fun. Done. So then I Oracle, Black Lotus, Street Wraith, and Black Lotus, Oracle, Street Wraith, Ancestral, Black Lotus. Oracle, Street Wraith, Ancestral, Black Lotus. Cycle Street Wraith, Black Lotus, blue. Oh no, I don't have enough blue sources. I needed a No, I'm fine. Because I have a Street Wraith. Everything's fine. Why did I put this Ancestral in my pile? I'm an idiot. Okay, so there were some small mistakes. Okay, so what was I supposed to do? Maybe that was what I was supposed to do, except the Ancestral was stupid. I think I was close. I was probably like a card or two off, but I think it was the right idea. We did it. We managed. We didn't kill ourselves, so... Oh my god. Okay, it's fine. Everything's fine. Everything is fine. I don't know what my opponent is playing. They did kind of F6. I'm just gonna bring in a negation. I'm gonna hedge, bring in a negation, hit submit. Small hedge on the draw versus someone who F6. Maybe their shops, maybe their mono white initiative, and we'll be sad that we don't have, you know, extra removal spells or something. But okay, that's a hand. Could be anything really. Yeah, look at all these street wraiths. Okay, I'm gonna keep this hand. Yeah. I might cycle Street Race depending on what they play as their first spell here. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Okay, Sapphire. And okay, it is Workshop. So I had the right idea. I didn't board in all of my Workshop cards, but I at least, you know, I hedged. Oh god, this is a Lodestone. Oh, it's a Mystic. Okay, I'm gonna cycle. See if I can't hit one of those their negations that I brought in. Okay, well, I have a bunch of bad cards in my deck because I didn't go all the way. Like, I have these Flusterstorms, which are pretty bad. Could be a little rough. Okay, so they kept the same card on top. That's a bad sign. I really don't want to get... I guess we can just hold open Vampiric. Man, I don't know. Technically, if we hold open Vampiric, we can vamp for Black Lotus and win. What if I go Duress, and then we can still vamp on upkeep for Black Lotus and then Preordain and win? The only thing is that's bad against it's bad against Wasteland. And there's probably something they want to cast off this Forge. I still think I want to Duress. Maybe I'm crazy. I could, I guess, Preordain for Force. That might even be better. But then I can't vamp. Wow, it's like really unfortunate that I can't both vamp and play around Wasteland. I'm gonna Duress. I don't know if I like this play. Okay. So none of those cards matter. So we will win the game next turn unless they have hit some nice ones off of Forge. And they have 7 mana worth of time to do Forge stuff. And they definitely kept something they wanted. So let's see what it is. I'm interested to see what they kept off of Forge here. Exiled the top card. Okay. Saga gone. Okay. There's the Workshop. Okay. And what did you keep off your Forge? Is this just... If it's a Godpharaoh statue, it's pretty good. Oh, it's a Fleet Wheel Cruiser. Oh, sick. Does that mean we win? I don't know. Oh, God, they get 2 Fleet Wheel Cruisers because of Metamorph. Oh, my. So I lose. Oh, wait, no, they don't have enough mana for that. No, they do. They have enough mana for that. Uh-oh. Because I go to 10... Or should I go to 3, and then I can't vamp for Doomsday kill? Okay. Well, that screws that plan up. I think we need to fetch, and I mean, we can still technically Dark Ritual kill here, right? But not kill. We can... Well, if we hit a Black Lotus... Didn't hit a Black Lotus. I'm gonna bottom both of these. Well. All right. Well, if my opponent hits no creatures off of their Mystic Forge, if they hit any creature, we die. Tolarian Academy, not a creature, confirmed. Ancient Tomb, not a creature, confirmed. They pass back. Wow. Okay. So the game continues. Sapphire. So we actually are just short on being able to Doomsday and Time Walk. I think I would rather Time Walk and give myself a chance to win with this Doomsday. I can't Vamp because I'm at 2. So I just need to hit a cantrip. I hit a Daze. All right. I have to have them whiff again. It's pretty unlikely. Maybe they'll concede. I don't know if it matters. Does it really matter? What if I just do Ancestral, Lotus, Oracle? I don't know. Does it really? Does anything matter here? Island? I don't know. And Time Walk or something? Play around a wasteland of some kind. Island, Oracle, Time Walk, Lotus, Ancestral. All right. Your turn, opponent. If you hit a creature, you win. If you hit a sphere, you probably win. I don't know if my thing really beats sphere. All right, they missed. They just keep hitting Urza Saga off the top of their library. It's beautiful. Wasteland, okay. Oh my god, we won this game? How lucky are we? That's nuts. That's just incredibly lucky. I can't believe that just happened. My apologies, opponent. You are the unluckiest player I have ever met. Oh my god. What? That's unbelievable. Okay, so we actually had a pretty interesting league. We had a close match versus PO. We lost to a little bit of variance, a little bit of maybe miss-mulliganing against 8 cast. Then we were able to handedly beat the 4-color Deathrite Shaman deck, but we got some really nice draws. We were completely outclassed in the Doomsday Mirror, and then we got very lucky versus Aggro Shops. Like the most lucky. This deck is everything I continually say it really is. It is a high power deck that rewards tight and play that is very cognizant of what opponents are doing. Like, there obviously you win a bunch of matches just because your deck has oops I win Doomsday hands, but understanding piles that are likely to play around the cards your opponents have in their deck is very important. Like, I think there's definitely a chance a lot of newer Doomsday players would have lost the game where my opponent had double force dress down, and our pile, wasn't specifically made for double force dress down, but it played to the strengths of beating an all counter plus dress down hand. I'm sure like a very good Doomsday pilot could have maybe given you the reason, like more concrete reasoning on why I chose the cards I chose, but I kind of just instinctively chose those cards. Overall, I think a lot of my piles were quite good. Not many of them were, out of the ordinary per se, but I think we won some amount of our games because of tight play, and we won some amount of our games because our deck was broken. And we lost some games due to variance. We lost some games, I think, due to maybe bad mulliganing. Sometimes bad, counter selection. Like maybe I should have dazed a Time Walk or a Mana Crypt or something like that. And then maybe just horrible play in a Doomsday Mirror where maybe I could have just chosen any other timing other than the timing I chose. My opponent has got a 7-card hand with no lands in it. Maybe I shouldn't go for the combo. Definitely feels like a user error. And I'm sure there's still advantage to be gained on sideboarding here. I can't say that I sideboarded 100% correctly either. So Doomsday, still broken, still sick deck. and definitely reward you for continual play and understanding of metagames. So thanks for watching new vintage videos Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'll see you then.